Today you'll be viewing a brief video into the introduction of basic camera usage. To get you started on the right foot, in this video I'll be using a Canon EOS Rebel SL2. However, for the semester and academic year, you'll be using a Canon EOS Rebel T7. Essentially, it is going to be the same camera with the same functionalities, and they might differ slightly. But for the purposes of this course, we'll be going over some basic information on how to use the camera properly. So let's begin. Turning on and turning off camera. Seems simple, but let's give it a review. So you're gonna have your camera right in front of you, and you're gonna see on the top right hand ridge of the camera there's gonna be an on and off and filming options for using the camera. Pretty easy stuff, right? You're going to see a red indicator sometimes when turning on the camera, and then switching from film, it should show up on the screen that you are in film mode. Now if you need to turn off the camera, you'll just switch it all the way to the right. And that's it. That takes care of practice number 1. Lens adjustment. In some cases, our cameras will not have lens, or will need to adjust depending on what type of project we are. In this case, as you see in the video, our camera is completely naked and does not have a lens. If you were to turn on the camera at this point in time, the screen will indicate that you need to attach a camera. Having the camera in its naked form without a lens is going to run the risk of it getting dirty or debris getting caught in, and that can harm the camera's eye. When we need to attach a lens, you need to make sure that you know where the white indicator is, like this white box says so, and attach it to the other white indicator on the lens as you're seeing it now. Once you're ready to do that, you'll take off the safety for the lens itself and connect those two white boxes next to each other. Make sure you do this very slowly, as lenses are very delicate. You're gonna move it clockwise and you're gonna hear a click. Now let's go over battery and memory. Where is the battery and memory located? Well, they're located on the bottom right hand corner of the camera. When you see that little switch, you're gonna click on it and it should open the lever, and you're going to see the battery located at the bottom and the memory located at the left hand corner at the very top of the battery. Right there is where the SSD card is located. If you were to click on it, you're going to see it snap out and you'll see the SSD camera in all its glory. This is where we will install our memory in order for us to do different projects. Make sure that you place it in the correct position so that you can place it back in there right above the battery itself. Now, as you can tell, the battery is low at the very bottom, and if you see the left hand gray lever, it might be a different color on the other camera. You're going to lift it to the left and just let gravity take its course, and you'll see it being pulled down, and that is the battery itself. Anytime we need to recharge the camera, you'll take this off and you'll see a little triangle on the left hand portion of Canon on how to properly install it into the camera or install it into an adapter for us to charge the battery whenever it's out of juice. If you were to place it back in, make sure you place it in the correct position, and it'll tell you there with the arrow on the very bottom of the battery itself. It should look like a triangle, to be completely honest with you. You're going to place it back in its correct positioning. It should snap on. You're going to hear another click, and then close the lever, ensure the battery doesn't fall out, and there you go. Finally, let's go over picture mode so that we can start taking our pictures for our project. First things first, you got to make sure the settings are correct and the camera is on. You're going to see the wheel on the left hand side, silver, being AV. That is considered the aperture priority mode for automatically adjusting the settings to take pictures. We're going to get more into the details of what those mean later on in the course, but for now, leave it on the AV mode and you are ready and set to take pictures. As you can see, we are going to do a demonstration now of taking a proper picture, and you're going to have to know where to shoot the camera. The way you're going to do that is by pressing on that big button on the top right of the camera and being ready to shoot that picture. Once you're ready to do that, you're going to see a bunch of settings on the screen. For the moment in time, pay not too much attention to those settings, but when you're ready to take that picture, you'll know. If you need to record, you can press that button with the little red dot and switch to film mode. But if not, if you're just taking a regular picture, you should be ready to just press that button on the right hand side and you should be ready to go. If you need to check what pictures you've taken, you can go to the very bottom where you see the little play button. You can click on that and you should see all of your previous pictures taken on this camera, and you're ready to shoot. You can preview videos and you can preview pictures, and you're ready to move forward. One last thing, an example. As you're taking pictures, make sure that you're using the proper practices, which is measure the distance between your object or subject in this case and how distant your camera is. Use a ruler for taking those pictures, and you can use other settings as well on the camera to make sure that you have the correct portions of what picture you're going to take. Rinse and repeat every time you're taking a picture. Make sure you measure, you're using the same location as to where you're shooting from. Now it's a bit sloppy in this example, I understand, but you should be able to do this yourself quite well. Remember, always make sure that you are distancing yourself at the correct distance every time you take a shot, and you're ready to review anytime you need to. Remember, you're able to review on the bottom corner of the play button, but you can also review by clicking on the buttons on the top right corner of the camera, specifically the one that looks like a box and the one below it that looks like the pound key on a phone. By clicking those, you're able to review quickly the previous pictures that you've taken and move on, essentially. So these are multiple ways in which you can access the pictures you've taken so far before moving on to the next thing and taking further pictures. If you need to go back, all you got to do is just wait it out, and that's it. You're done. You're ready to get started.
And as always, thank you for watching.